Hello and welcome to another edition of Get What a Podcast. Today I have, and you're going to have to say your last name, but Yulia
Mamonova.
There we go. Everybody that listens knows I would never have gotten that right. So,
Yeah,
but I
thank you.
love Yulia. That's super pretty. So what's fun here and very, very interesting is Yulia is in the Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Ukraine, and all of my family is there, but I'm currently in Israel. So yeah, I'm a Ukrainian who is currently located in Israel. Well, because of all the reasons everybody knows about. Yeah.
All right. So, what? This is just for me, but what's the time difference there? Like, what time is it there? Is it 12
Well,
hours?
right now, I'm not sure. It's like 9 p.m. for me right now here. It's like Jerusalem time and Kyiv time, like in Ukraine, are the same.
Oh.
But with you, I think it's like 12 hours difference, or maybe 10.
So it's 9 p.m. there?
Yes, it is 9 p.m.
It's 2 p.m. here. So about 7 hours.
Oh, it's not so bad. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, 7 hours. We do daylight savings. I don't know why, but we do this stupid thing called daylight savings, and I think that's why it's like 7 hours, because I think at some parts of the year it's 8 maybe or 9, and so yeah,
we do
sense.
seven like time savings here too, both in Jerusalem and in Kyiv. So I think I understand your pain.
Yeah, it's awful. Your body's like, what is going on here? But yeah, so
okay. And your kids are like, what?
Yes.
Yes. Whatever, mom, not doing that.
So. That's right. Kids are like, no. So yeah, it's never. Yeah, I haven't figured out why we do that, but all right. So let's get going on the dirt. We want all the dirt on what Yulia does for a living and your background. So let's start with your background, because you're born and raised in Ukraine. And then you said you have moved away to Israel because of the war. So were you in Ukraine up until the war started?
I moved a bit earlier before that. Well, the war started in 2014, actually. It's not, it didn't start in 2022. It's just that it wasn't on the first pages, so people just forgot about it, which is understandable. Everybody has a lot on their plates. But Russia has attacked us in 2014, and they occupied some of the Eastern Europe Ukrainian territories, and they're still under the Russian regime, and they have created these fake names for those territories, and they also annexed the Crimea. And so that all happened in 2014. And so it kind of felt like, unsafe ever since then. And we moved to Israel after it started in 2014. We moved to Israel in 2018 because, first my husband has Jewish roots, and he always wanted to live, among his people. I think it's a cultural thing. And he is like super happy being here because he feels like he's this part of this incredible community here. But also because despite the crazy things happening in Israel too, you still feel safer here. Because this country has been, they have all the experience of being attacked and being under fire for many years. So you kind of feel like they are prepared and Ukraine wasn't. And so to just keep our kids safe and to just feel safer, we moved here. But all our families are in Ukraine, and ever since it started, like the full-scale war started on February 24th, we've been, in touch with them. And then my father enlisted, and he is now in the Ukrainian Defense Forces. So that's been very stressful because he volunteered to join the Ukrainian Armed Forces. And
oh my God.
Yeah, so when the Russians attacked the Kyiv region, he was in Kyiv region at that time, and he volunteered and he enlisted, and so he's been there ever since. So they pushed them all back out of Kiev region, out of Chernihiv region, out of all those, like northern parts. But he's still there because they see a lot of like military equipment still being gathered on the border with Belarus, and so it's still kind of not safe there. So like his group is still there. So it is like a bit less stressful. But yeah, it's been it's been a lot. It feels like we've lived through a whole century in this, like like emotion wise and I don't know, experience wise in these 3 months of war. And we've lived through so many things that I only read about in books, because you just couldn't believe that something like this could happen in like 21st century. But yeah, it's been a reality for Ukrainians, and
it'll be a
yeah,
decade in
yeah.
a few years. 2 years, it'll
Yes.
be a decade. I had no idea.
Yeah,
You're right. Out of sight, out of mind. Like if it's not in the forefront of the news,
yeah,
none of us know about it. So
yeah.
wow. All right. Well, before all that,
Mhm.
tell us about your background, how you got into, you do social media content, right?
I do all things content.
All things content.
Yeah, not just social media, like everything that comes my way. Yeah. So I've been doing that for like 7 years now, I think. It's 2022. Yes, 7 years. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So it all started when I was like 6 years old, or 7 actually. That's when I realized that I love writing, because I got a new baby brother, and I spent a lot of time with him because my parents worked really hard. It was like it was the beginning of Ukrainian independence, so it like everybody struggled, so they had to work hard, and so I was spending a lot, like much time with my brother, and we read through our whole home library in like a few months. So I was like a lot of books, and I decided that I'm going to write my own book for my brother. And so I was like super religious about it, like I wrote one like chapter a day, and I read it to him. So that's when I realized that I loved doing it. And even though back then it was just a book about some forest animals in the school they had, I just, that dream, it always like it stuck, and I always wanted to pursue that. So after I graduated from the university with German linguistics in my pocket, with the diploma in my pocket, I knew that I wanted to pursue writing. And so I was looking for different ways how I could, like find where I could utilize my talent, where I could be helpful with it, and where is the need for it. And that's when I came across content writing. And I started writing like as a freelancer for different companies. And I just loved the experience. And yeah, I remember I wrote news pieces, and I wrote some articles about cosmetics and like makeup and everything, even though it's not really my thing, but it was an experience, and I was really happy about it. And then I switched to I realized that that's not deep enough for me. So I moved from just writing to content marketing, where I started building funnels and like following and tracking all the results of all the content that I'm writing and creating. And that felt so incredible. I felt so much power. And then after that, I tried doing like all things digital, like marketing. And I realized that it's just not my piece of cake. And so like about a year ago, I scaled back to content. So now I'm head of content at this amazing company called lemon.io. And yeah, I'm loving every minute of it because it's just content. And this is what I'm really passionate about. And I'm being paid for it. Can you believe that? It's like the best part.
It's the best part. Getting paid
Yes.
for something you love to do.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
that's
have
what I'm
you?
doing.
So Lemon.io, where are they based out of?
It's a Ukrainian company, and they are focusing on like connecting Eastern European developers, middle and senior developers only, with American startups. They're looking for affordable workforce to build their product. And so we are checking both clients and our developers to ensure that both of their needs are met. Yeah, and we just match them. We make that magic happen. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So when you say you do the content writing, like what like more examples of, is it like on the marketing side, you're providing that marketing content, or is it on the technical side?
Well, I do all of it. It's like
I do it all. Come on.
yeah. So I basically I'm in charge of like creating all this content for our developers. From the moment they first see us. No. Before that, from the moment they first realize, oh, there is freelancing, maybe I should try that. And so I'm there to like, walk them through all the pains and all the fears they might have, and how freelancing isn't all that scary. And it's not about being ghosted and everything. So I walk them through to our company. And on the client side, I'm also in charge of like building all these funnels and being there wherever our clients are looking for answers to their pains. I'm there with our content to just like, hey, we know your pain, like come, we're here to help you build this amazing product, and we have these incredible developers. And so this is like everything from social media to newsletters, publications on external platforms, PR activities, search engine optimized blog posts, all of that. It's like I'm running a team that is creating and developing all these types of content.
Got it. And you're the boss.
Yeah, you can say so.
Yep, you can say it, girl. Say it. I am the boss.
Yeah,
I am the boss. I am the boss. So how many people do you have on your team?
Well, right now I have 5 people. But we are actively hiring because we have to cover both the client side and the developer side. I have to hire more people to help us not not
Gotcha.
do all
That's
of that
a lot.
together. Yeah,
That's a lot.
mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And we also have like a couple of external agencies helping us with like PR and SEO. We actually have 3 PR agencies helping us, build like raise brand awareness and build, like some PR strategies to be present where our audience is. And we have an SEO agency also outside of our company. And they're incredible, and they're helping us build and optimize all of our content. And the rest of the team is like in-house, and it's the team I'm managing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're all remote though, right?
Yes, and that's the best part. I was looking, since I'm a homeschooling mom, and it was like my
wait a minute. Time out. What? And you homeschool?
Yes. I'm homeschooling my son. He's 4, and it was like our decision for our family that it is best for him because of the way he is to homeschool him. And so I was looking for a job that would be open to this flexible hours, that would be remote first, and that would be like really inclusive for working moms. And so I had a deal with with my previous company that they would give me all of those benefits. And so because I had 4 offers on the table, I was I asked these questions, like all these companies asked all these questions, and one of the companies agreed to all these terms. And so I decided to work with them. And then when I moved to Lemon.io, I was also like super picky because as a working mom, I just knew that I can't, it's not something I can compromise on. So I was asking if they would be able to like give me like flexible hours, remote only job, and they agreed because the whole team is working remotely, and has been ever since the pandemic hit. So they moved from the office and they stopped renting an office. So it was like, yeah, sure, we're all working remotely, so you can do that. And so for me, it was very important. And I'm homeschooled.
Oh my goodness. And so you just have the one that's 4?
Yes,
The one child that's 4 years old?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, wow, that's a big handful.
yeah, this, but I love it. And it's, you know what, I've realized that even though sometimes it feels, I feel overwhelmed because, I have a lot on my plate, but I also realized that having responsibilities both as a mom and as a boss, I just learned how to be super organized. Like I know my priorities, and I know if I don't do it now, I wouldn't have time, or like, there would be no other time for me to do this. So it keeps me like very strict and very religious, about my priorities and about my responsibilities. And yeah, it helped me learn how to say no to a lot of things, but it also puts a lot of pressure on me as a perfectionist because it's like,
Oh,
yeah, nothing is perfect, and you just have to deal
nothing
with
is
that.
perfect.
No, and you just have to accept it. And so that's what I'm
But
learning to do.
that's right. You have to accept being not perfect. So, you said something that was really, really key, and I would love for the people who are listening your advice on this. Or maybe some guidelines. Um, when you were negotiating, you said you had 4 offers on the table. You clearly knew what you wanted, right? I want to be able to
Hmm.
be remote, flexible hours, you know,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
kind of thing. So, how did you present that when you were negotiating these things? Because as moms, working moms, and
Hmm.
women in general, we don't always consider ourselves worthy enough to ask for things when we're
Hmm.
negotiating a job, because we're like, oh, I'm just, I'm happy to be getting the job. But we need to be more, use our voice more to be like,
Hmm.
I got to be flexible, or I
Hmm.
got to, be able to take 11 to 2 off every day, but I'll work, on the other
Hmm.
opposite sides, or whatever it may be. So how did you kind of put, when you're negotiating or talking to how did you
Hmm.
do that?
I don't know. I think I was just really bold, or maybe I was just really naive. I think it was one of those things. But I just came there and I was like, well, you know what? Here is the deal. Just take it or leave it. But I just knew that it isn't something that I have to ask for. It's just that we have to normalize being a parent, and like having certain needs. And being a parent doesn't make me less of like, Um, it doesn't make me less worthy of having a like great job. It makes me even more so. Like it makes me even more valuable because I can do so many things all at once, and I'm perfect at multitasking. I'm it's like I feel like I have a degree in multitasking.
Oh,
I
I
can,
think
yeah.
I think all moms do, right?
No, right? And it's something that we have to talk more about, and we have to bring that up. And so I think I was just really bold about it. And I felt like back then I was a pioneer because nobody told it wasn't like on the table. It was before the pandemic. Um, I think just having 4 offers made me realize that, well, you know what? If not this company, that some other is probably going to agree, because the market isn't it's not, you don't have that many good specialists out there, and you have to really appreciate the opportunity to find one. And you have to be, as an employer, you have to be able to negotiate and to um, reconsider your priorities. So it's either you have this great employee, great team player on these terms, or you just agree for something mediocre, but this person will just come to the office every day. So it's like, you have to be able to be very brave and talk about it and not feel shy. And I think a lot of moms are feeling shy, like talking about it. It's just that we still feel uncomfortable asking for things. And I believe we're not even supposed to ask. We should be given those things, because yeah, it's not like it's not a disease or something, like having a kid is not a disease. It's like, so
No, it's not.
yeah, yeah. So
And it's
yeah.
different though for women versus men. Like if
Yeah,
a man
absolutely.
has a family, it's, it's okay. But
Hmm.
for women, it's,
Yeah,
you have you
unfortunately.
most, yeah, like you have other obligations. So they feel, I think women, we sell ourselves short.
Yes, absolutely. And so when I had, and just having been in that position helped me when I had an opening in my team and I was looking for a content writer. I went looking for a working mom to fill this position. Like I was willing to hire a working mom because I know what it feels like to be out there and to be to be a mother with a kid at home. I know the demands and I know the struggles, and so I was looking and I found this um, amazing content writer. She's right now working with me, and I couldn't be happier. It's like we're having one-on-ones, we have one-on-one meetings every week, and so we usually come with our boys, and it's like it's fun. I know her struggles, but I also see that because she's grateful and because she's like happy to have this job and she really appreciates it and she gives it like 150%. So it's like it really pays off to, for me as a working mom to be kind and welcoming to other working moms to join my
That's
team.
right. That's really cute. You could have like a play day over Zoom.
Yeah. And I'm being paid for that time. Can you
And
believe
you're
that?
getting paid. Yeah, even better. I mean,
It's amazing. Yeah.
there's always positives to everything, right? That's so fun. Oh my gosh. You're like, hey, let's have a play day and we'll talk a little content media, like structure, whatever, and we'll
Yeah,
take care of two things at once. That's so funny.
exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, outside of work
Yeah.
and outside of being a teacher,
Yeah.
homeschool mom, what do you guys do for fun there? Like, you got a little one, so you got to entertain that, right?
Hmm.
That's tough.
Yeah. No, it's not really, because I learned how to juggle. So because my son, he's like super active, we have to get outside a lot. So I learned how to do work while on the playground. So I have these tasks that I do from my phone. If they don't require like editing or something, I can just be on my phone and like do all the communications and planning or something from a playground while I'm pushing him on a swing or something. Yeah, I do a lot of that. But outside of work, we just love going to national parks, and it's fun here in Israel because like every square meter here is a national park. It's like this place so historically rich that we have a lot of places to visit, and we have this annual membership card, and so we do that. We have a lot of science museums here, and as a homeschoolers, we go for it. We go for all of it. So
You could
science
wrap that all
museum.
in
I mean,
to,
right?
yeah, all that
Yeah,
educational content, right? Walking through the national
exactly,
forest, looking at the trees, bugs, leaves,
exactly.
whatever. Oh, see?
Exactly. Yeah. And then we also have our community. So we meet with them every week. It was also really funny because back in Ukraine, we used to go to our congregation every Sunday, but here it's on Friday evening. So that took a little getting used to. But yeah, so we meet with our congregation every week. And we travel a lot outside of Israel too, because since we chose homeschooling also because we just love the freedom. And so to, pack our things and go for a month to the UK and like enjoy the cliffs and it's like in the southwestern part. um, we did that before the war, and that was beautiful. And we plan on going to Spain this September. So we do a lot of, like, um, not, I don't know how to, like, we do a lot of traveling. So we just pack our things and we go to different places um, to dive in a new culture,
Mm-hmm.
to probably learn a phrase or two in a new language, and to encourage Jeremy, my son, to like learn and experience new things, new food, new people. It just helps us bring him up as this like open-minded and open-hearted personality. Yeah, so we do
That's
that.
awesome.
And yeah.
Now, have you been home since you moved to Israel?
Yes, every year, once or twice, we go to Ukraine. First, we went there skiing, and we usually go skiing or snowboarding in the Carpathians. It's in the west, and it's beautiful there. We just love the mountains, and we go there to ski and to meet our family, and also to get some alone time because there are always there is always someone watching the kid because they miss him greatly, and there is
Right.
that once a year I get some alone time to just have that coffee while it's still hot. Yeah, and then we went for like family occasions or hiking, which we love, and Ukraine has a lot of hiking spots. Yeah, so every year. Not this year though.
Wow. You're not going back this year?
Well, it's not safe right now, and we want to wait. We're not sure. Well, because we had air sirens. I'm not sure what the word is in English, but we had that in May last year in Israel. And I remember Jeremy was shaken for 3 days straight because we had 4,000 missiles fired at Israel in the course of 11 days. And so that was like a very traumatic experience for him. And so going back there when Ukrainians hear that every day, for a couple of days, or for, like every day, or a
Right.
couple of times for several hours. And I'm just not sure that Jeremy is ready to experience that. And I feel horrible for all the Ukrainians and especially kids that have to go through that experience right now because of, some people are being very cruel. So yeah, maybe we'll wait.
Gotcha. Now, can your family come and visit you?
Not men because they can't leave the country. Because when the war started, they had this emergency state, and so men, even if they're not enlisted, they cannot leave the country. So my mom can come, and my husband's mom can come, but the whole family can't. So they decided to stay together in Ukraine.
Gotcha. Okay. And oh yeah, attacks on Israel. I wasn't even putting the two together. Yeah, you're right. You have that, but it's safer there.
Well, it is safer, but it's we still had 6 people killed last year, and it was horrible considering that like the whole all Israel is like Kiev in size. It's not that big, but six
Right.
people in 11 days. It's been very tragic. I remember crying over the 6-year-old boy who was killed in his apartment by a rocket fired at his house, and so that was very stressful. And even though we have this Iron Dome and that system that protects the sky and that like eliminates these rockets fired at us, it is still not. It's still a horrific experience to go through, like hearing these alarms and just knowing that even though maybe it's not in your town, but somebody else is being fired at, and it's in some cities were shelled constantly, and so that was very traumatic.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, for your writing, the writing content, do you, when you're looking for people on your team, do you kind of, and you can be honest, do you kind of like check out the moms first? Do you kind of
Oh yeah. That's kind of, there is truth to that. There is truth to that. Yeah, I would say that I'm not checking them like moms first, but I'm given chances. If I see that, this person is a young parent. I'm not saying no right away. I'm more than happy to hear them, to meet, to talk, to see their test assignment, and it's like I just love seeing people that understand you, and I know that as parents they're responsible, and as working parents they're like just superheroes. So yeah, I'm like really open to giving them a chance. But yeah, I'm also open to other people too. I don't want to be
Like, I don't want to
yeah,
be biased, but I'm going to be. Just
yeah.
kidding. What
Well,
is,
yeah.
does your husband work at home too?
Well, because the pandemic hit us hard, and like Israelis, they stayed at home for like 6 months straight. Like for we had like different lockdowns, like for 2 months, for a month and a half, but altogether it was like 6 months at home. Some companies became more flexible on like the remote situation, but not all. And right now, he also recently changed the job. So he agreed that he would work 2 days from home, 3 days from the office. But
Hybrid.
yes, but then sometimes we also like ask that we want to go to like to the UK and like be there for like 3 weeks. Is that okay? He would work remotely, and they are like letting him go. So I would say it's like a hybrid situation. I don't think they would allow him to go remote only, but this is still okay and it's working for us. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was curious to see if a lot of people have lowered their footprint, right, in the community as far as office buildings and
Yeah.
whatnot. So looking remote, like here in the US, a lot of companies are now like, I get more work out of people being remote than I
Mm-hmm.
did before, because you don't have the you don't have the trip to the office, and then everybody
Yes.
goes out for lunch and you go home.
And there
And
is coffee
yes,
breaks.
yes, yeah, you got to take the
Yeah.
coffee breaks, and you got to walk the so walk around, talk to everybody, that kind of thing. You don't
Yeah.
have that. They don't. So a lot here in the United States, a lot of companies are like, I'm getting more work from people because their kitchen is a minute away
Yeah.
and they're right back. So and there's nobody to stop and distract them. So
Exactly. And they don't shy away from eating right at their laptop. So there is
yep.
that.
Yeah,
It's like
I
they're
eat lunch
still
at my,
working.
yep, I eat lunch at my desk, and normally I'm
Exactly.
working. And so, yeah, you get, so I was just curious if that was the case everywhere. So, but you have the luxury of being full-time remote. So
Yes. And I wouldn't
that's,
trade it for the world. I just
well,
realized
good. You
that,
shouldn't.
yeah, I was just thinking that I was thinking like what would be the next step for me, and like not now, like somewhere in the future, sometime in the future. And I realized that like being fully remote is like really important to me. So I would be like saying no to everybody offering me anything less than fully remote,
Fully
because I don't
remote
know.
and flexible.
Yes, exactly. Because I don't know how you do it without it. It's like I don't know how to work without this luxury. And also, to be honest, I feel like I work more now, more hours than I worked before. And it's crazy. I have this flexible hours. I can work like this 8 hours that I'm supposed to do every day. And I work 9 just
Hmm.
because it's so comfortable. And it's like I'm already home. I can just keep doing it. And I love it. So I feel like it's beneficial not just for me,
So you
for everyone.
mentioned in the future, do you have plans of, well, you're already the head of content at this company.
Mhm.
So do you have like um, plans in the future?
Mhm.
Are you're good at
Yeah. I love what I do right now. And I just love that I'm getting all the freedom I need and I want. And I love that I'm the first head of content here, so I get to automate all of these things, and I'm being like the pioneer, building this whole structure from square one.
that's
Um,
fun.
but I'm also interested in like growth marketing, and it's not entirely content based. So I'm looking to like grow my expertise in that too. But it is interesting, it's a lot about hacking, and it's a lot about experiments, A/B testing, and I find that really, really exciting. So I'm looking into that possibility. Not switching altogether right now because I'm still loving it, but it looks like something I would consider, like right now. Yeah, it looks exciting.
So, on your free time, are you
Mhm.
going to read a book?
Yes, absolutely. Or listen to a book. That sounds more realistic. I think in 2020, I read 107 books in a year. So I
Oh
had
my
this
God.
challenge. Yeah, it was like so cool. I felt so smart. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I had this challenge to read 100 books. And there is this big book store chain in Ukraine, and they had this bingo for every season. So they had like different, like tasks, and you would have to find a book corresponding to it and read it, and then write a review. And then in the end of the year, people that read and wrote reviews for 100 books, they competed for a prize of, I think it was $200, and I won out of 30 people. Yes, it was so exciting. Yes, I know.
Congratulations.
And I got illustrated Harry Potter books, like this new and exciting, and I loved them so much. But yeah, it was like in 2020, and then the pandemic. I think I was just exhausted by the end of the year, so I
I'm
decided to
sure
take it
you
slow.
were.
Yeah. So this year I've decided to read like 50 books, just to be able to like dive in and enjoy, and not just, go over it, like go through it. So yes, this year I'm taking it slow, and I'm listening to some of the books, and a lot of the books I'm listening to right now are about homeschooling, because I feel like I need the wisdom of like the people around me. And so I'm listening to Charlotte Mason, and I've the funniest book I read this year was about horizontal parenting. Everybody should just check it out. It's a book that is like, it has like 50 pages, and it's about things to do with your kid without getting up. And it's like, it's like, they have these ideas about like, you can recreate a crime scene. And so like you're lying on the floor, and your kid is like walking around you with chalk, and he's like, like tracing you. And they have a lot of great ideas, all great. And it's like super small, but it was just so fun. And I feel like this year with all the things happening, this would be like my, like coffee table book. I would read it every day and just do everything in it. Yeah.
Wow, 100 books. I couldn't even imagine. I don't even, I couldn't even imagine. I can't even imagine 50, to be honest.
Oh,
Wow.
it's fun.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't even have that. Whew, whew. I don't even know if I have the mental capacity to do that. So good for you.
Oh, you do. You do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 50 books is a lot. Wow. So,
Yeah.
well, that's exciting. So, well, I know it's late there. I feel bad. I'm like, oh my God, it's like so late there.
Yeah. I'm an owl. I'm like, yeah, it would be another 3 hours before I go to bed. So,
Oh my
you know,
goodness. Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Well, I totally appreciate you coming on and telling your story and your journey. You are so fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. You are
Yeah.
so
Thanks.
fun.
You're just setting the
Um,
tone, it's like I'm just trying to keep up, it's because you're fun. So it's like easy to,
well,
maybe
I
yeah.
don't. Well, I think that's awesome. Everything you're doing is great. I love that you're a voice for working moms. Boy, we need more of you.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
enjoy that little guy. I'm gonna tell you what, it's gonna go by so fast.
Yeah.
So
I know
fast.
it already
Um,
is.
I
Yeah.
know, right? It goes by so, it's like, what happened? What?
Who's this kid? It's not
Yeah.
mine. Mine is small. Yeah. I know.
Right. Yes. So I have a soon to be 16-year-old. So and yeah,
Oh,
and I'm just like, wow, she's gonna be off to college in 2 years. And
oh,
so yeah, I won't be an empty nester because I have a boy too. He's 10 and
mhm.
he'll be around for a while. So
Yeah, we just keep joking that it's like at 18, I think, all the Israelis have to go to the army. So whenever Jeremy, like he hits this, I don't know, how do you call that? Like a growth, like a new age or whatever, new period in his life where he's getting like super crazy and super irritated or something, and he's feeling like like naughty all the time. I'm like, okay, so it's like almost 14 years, just 14 years, and he's going to the army. We just have the countdown, like 14 years, just persevere, and he's gonna be out.
So
But
does
yeah,
everybody go to the army at 18?
and girls, boys, everybody. Yeah,
How
but
long
it's
is
like
that?
it's like almost 3 years for boys and 2 years for girls. But it's an awesome experience for them. They get education there, and they can choose their direction. And we have a couple of our friends that are joining like an intelligence department, or I'm not sure how that is called in the army, but the intelligence.
Mhm.
And so once they finish and they like they're done with the army, they'll already have like a job, because they've
Mhm.
been working with IT for 3 years. So it's like a super fun experience, and it's very helpful. So yeah, so we have that countdown, but I also cannot believe that he's growing up so fast. I already miss this little kiddo. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, enjoy it.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. Thank
well,
you.
thank you so much. You're lovely. And I'm gonna ping you and keep in touch with you because I wanna hear all the great things you're doing. So
Thanks.
I appreciate you jumping on here. And if anybody is interested about learning more about content, building
Mhm.
it, how it works, that kind of thing, can they just reach out to you on LinkedIn?
Sure, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We sometimes we have people who reach out, they want more information. And so
Absolutely.
all right,
Yep.
fantastic. Well, try to enjoy your evening. I'm assuming your little guy's in bed.
No.
No.
He's in
Oh
the
God.
playground. Yeah, with the crazy parents. Yeah, so he's on
Wear
the
him out.
playground.
Wear
Yeah.
him out. Wear him out.
Well, also live in Israel, it's like really hot. So this is like the
Yeah.
time of the day he can go outside and play on the playground. So this
And it's
is his
cooler.
time. It is much cooler. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like really enjoying himself right now. And then he's get back home, he takes the shower and he goes to sleep, and he sleeps like a baby. And
Yep.
so that's
See?
fantastic. Yeah. So literally worth it. So yeah, that's what he's doing.
No, that's great parenting right there. You wear him out.
That's all I do. Yeah. It's true.
So, all right. Well, have a great rest of your evening and enjoy your little guy. And we will connect up and be safe.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.